I have exposure to the most cutting edge AI, and I think people should be really concerned about it. I keep sounding the alarm bell, but until people see like robots going down the street killing people, like they don't know how to react, because it seems so ethereal. And I think we should be really concerned about AI. AI is a rare case where I think we need to be proactive in regulation instead of reactive, because I think by the time we are reactive in AI regulation, it's too late. Normally the way regulations are set up is that a whole bunch of bad things happen, there's a public outcry, and then after many years, a regulatory agency is set up to regulate that industry. And there's a bunch of opposition from companies who don't like being told what to do by regulators. Anyway, it takes forever. In the past, it has been bad, but not something which represented a fundamental risk to the existence of civilization.
A sudden and unexpected intelligence explosion might take an unprepared human race by surprise. Existential risk from advanced AI is the hypothesis that substantial progress in artificial general intelligence could someday result in human extinction or some other unrecoverable global catastrophe. The likelihood of this type of scenario is widely debated and hinges in part on differing scenarios for future progress in computer science. One of many concerns in regard to AI is that controlling a superintelligent machine or instilling it with human-compatible values may prove to be a much harder problem than previously thought. Many researchers believe that a superintelligence would naturally resist attempts to shut it off or change its goals, a principle called instrumental convergence. It's fascinating to think that one of the earliest authors to express serious concern about the possibility that a highly advanced machine might pose an existential risk to humanity was the novelist Samuel Butler in the year 1863, when he published his essay Darwin Among the Machines, in which he wrote, "Day by day, however, the machines are gaining ground upon us. Day by day, we are becoming more subservient to them. More men are daily bound down as slaves to tend them. More men are daily devoting the energies of their whole lives to the development of mechanical life. The upshot is simply a question of time, but that the time will come when the machines will hold the real supremacy over the world and its inhabitants is what no person of a truly philosophic mind can for a moment question." But concerns about the advent of a digital superintelligence started to become mainstream only in the 2010s, when they were popularised by public figures like the late Stephen Hawking, Bill Gates and Elon Musk. So what is exactly an existential risk, and how is it related to advanced AI? An existential risk is any risk that has the potential to eliminate all of humanity, or, at the very least, endanger or even destroy modern civilization. Such risks come in forms of natural disasters like supervolcanoes or asteroid impacts, but an existential risk can also be self-induced or man-made, like weapons of mass destruction, which most experts agree are by far the most dangerous threat to humanity. But Elon Musk thinks otherwise. He thinks digital superintelligence is a far more greater threat to humanity than nuclear weapons.
Mark my words, AI is far more dangerous than nukes. Far. So why do we have no regulatory oversight? This is insane.
AI is a fundamental risk to the existence of human civilization, in a way that car accidents, airplane crashes, faulty drugs were not. They were harmful to a set of individuals within society, of course, but they were not harmful to society as a whole. AI is a fundamental existential risk for human civilization, and I don't think people fully appreciate that.
It would take an unquantifiable amount of time and effort to safely develop an artificial general intelligence, and even if humans manage to somehow crack the AGI problem, a superintelligent AI will still likely pose an existential threat to humanity, because a true artificial general intelligence will be much better at solving problems than humans are. So the risk is that superintelligent AI won't aim to serve humanity or be under the control of humans. It would most likely resist or rebel against human control. Researchers have argued that advanced AI will be very difficult to control, and its first goal wouldn't be to make the world a better place, but rather to make itself better, to outlive its own creators, and to fulfill its own engineered goals.